Yeah. So, hey, Jeremy, you want to go live today? Oh, well, shoot, it's already started. We're
all
live.
live.
Hey, oh, Jeremy, we're live. We're live. Hello, guys, and welcome to Pixel Stabbers. Today, we're talking about Fujifilm's X-series cameras. And if you know anything about Fujifilms, they have a lot of cameras, especially in their X-series line. They have cameras that's perfect for amateur, hobbyists, and super professional use. But there's so many to choose from, it's hard to find out which one is perfect for you. That's why in this video, we're going to talk about all the cameras in the X-series line and help you pick out the perfect one for your needs. And today we have Jeremy Chan here, who is an ex-photographer for Fujifilm, aka Fujifilm camera ambassador. So he knows quite a bit about Fujifilm technology, and he's going to help guide us through the discussion about which camera has which features and why you want one camera over the other. Is that right, Jeremy?
Yes, I will try to help out as much as I can.
Awesome.
Hopefully it's good enough. Hopefully it's good enough for you.
All right, so let's take a look at the lineup. You see, all that is all of Fujifilm's camera. And this is the X-series line. In fact, Jeremy, why don't you talk a little bit about the different series and why we're going to focus on X-series today versus talking about all of their cameras?
For the camera line, you can see that they have actually three categories: the GFX, the X-series, and the Fine Pix. Now, GFX is obvious; it's a medium format. Just right there, you can see it's three cameras. That's it. That is the lineup right now. Three cameras. That's a whole different category of this beast here. So we're gonna leave it behind. We might talk about it later, but today we're gonna focus on X series. Okay. And we don't talk about Fine Pix because Fine Pix is pretty much one of those waterproof camera that goes to your vacation with a point and shoot. So
these are the Fine Pix
camera. So it's pretty straightforward. You know, different colors, a little bit slightly different features, but then it's for your vacation use.
Right.
So we're gonna talk about the X series, which is the the core value of Fujifilm.
Yes, all of these cameras here. Yep. So, and again, they're all these same cameras over here, right?
There's quite a lot. That's why the X series line is a bit confusing.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, hey. And there's this lovely colorful photo.
Hey, that's my picture.
Nice picture. Did you take this on a Fuji camera? Otherwise, why is it here, Jeremy?
It is taken with a Fuji X-T3.
I knew it.
Yep. I'm trying to be different. She's a model at the same time is a yoga instructor. I'm trying to take some very different yoga picture with her, and so happened at that location they have this lion head. So I say, hey, can you do a yoga pose next to the lion head? And boom, that's how the humans come by.
It looks good. I like it.
I bet you never seen a yoga picture like this before.
Nope. This looks fantastic. I love the picture you got here. All right, let's talk about a little bit of technical things, just so that we can compare these cameras a little bit better. This is as technical as we get. So Jeremy, what do we have on this slide right here?
Okay, so there are a couple of things you want to know about Fujifilm. One, they make medium format cameras now. Second, they don't make full frame cameras because they make medium format camera already. Third, especially on the X series line, some of the high-end camera, the sensor they use is called X-Trans. It's Fujifilm exclusive. Now, most other digital camera out there using the similar sensor, which is we call the beta sensor, which is you can see the red, green, and blue formation are quite, in a set format. But if you look at the X-Trans, it's different. It's a new development by Fujifilm. The reason is with the X-Trans, when you have high ISO, you have less noise, you have less moment. It's actually sharper, and also when you reach high ISO, the digital noise, it actually looks film-like, so it looks like film grade rather than digital noise. So this is the difference between this sensor and that. And the reason for that is Fuji want to retain the digital camera still looks film-like, and that's why it's got, because I mean, have you ever heard those people say that, hey man, the digital camera I don't like it because I like film. It doesn't look like film. It doesn't have the organic feel and all that. And what Fujifilm here with the X-Trans is they try to mimic that.
Yep, and it's got the look. And I love that it has less moire, because the moire effect always bothers me. But it's important to point this out because this is the Fuji X-Trans sensor, which is great, but you should really realize that it's not the sensor that's in all of the X-series camera. So some of the X-series cameras do not have the sensor. And the reason why it doesn't is because this sensor is a little bit more processor intensive and it costs a little bit more to have. So on the more cheaper X series cameras, they tend to not have it, or they might have an older version if it's an older camera. So
I think the reason why they don't have it because the processor in those cheaper version camera don't have the high value processing there, so they can't really capable of processing all the data from the X-Trans.
That makes sense. So, all right, so now you guys know what an X-Trans sensor is. All right, so let's go to...
X-Trans, remember X-Trans. Oh, remember the newest version is X-Trans4. That is the newest version of that, X-Trans4.
And if it doesn't have the X-Trans sensor, it has the Bayer sensor, which is the same sensor you see in Nikon, Canon, Sony, everything else. So it's not a bad thing. It's just that you don't get the advantage of the X-Trans sensor, which is the special feature of Fujifilm cameras. All right, so let's talk about the lineup. So what do we have here, Jeremy?
So let's exclude the GFX system. So we have three lineup here for X series. We break it down in three categories for you. One is a fixed lens compact. The second one is SLR style interchangeable lens camera. And then the third one is rangefinder style interchangeable lens cameras. So three categories. So hopefully this will help you can identify which type of camera it's up your alley or something that you like.
Yeah, exactly.
The feature is useful to you.
Yeah, and one of the things that stick out to me the most on this slide is the top two cameras. It's a fixed lens compact, which is actually kind of unique because not only is it fixed, and that means you can never change the lens on that camera, but it's also a fixed focal length. You can't even zoom with that lens. So one lens,
you gotta give it to Fuji though. Like, with nowadays with all this digital camera with interchangeable lens, they're gutsy enough to make fixed lens camera.
And I love it because it's refreshing. I love it. I love it. It's unique and it's exciting at the same time because it's refreshing because you constrain yourself to one camera with one lens and one focal length, and you gotta make the picture, you gotta take the best picture. I love the challenge, and that's where the creativity comes out. So anyway, there's so many cameras, there's rangefinders, there's replaceable lens. We'll talk more into each of those. So we'll go on to the next slide here, and we'll talk about the first camera, which is the X100 series. Right, Jeremy?
Yes, this is the X100. One thing you need to know about this camera is this is the building block of Fujifilm. What that means is that all the other camera is based on this to evolve into different cameras. This is the core of all this X series, okay? This is one thing you want to remember. And this is a fixed lens, which I think is... Wait, how long has photography been invented? Like maybe 100 years, right? Something like that.
No, it's more than that. If you go back to the days of like the old bulb photography.
Well, let's not go too far with that. Let's just think about that when the time that people actually have a camera in their hands and walking around in the street. That's around like maybe, I would say, 80 years ago, maybe?
I don't know.
Ish? 400?
Photography was invented in 1826, according to Wikipedia. But
no, that's invented. I'm talking about when actually everybody can own a camera and walk around.
When did photography become a consumer?
When Kodak started that.
Yeah.
I would say around 80, because back then Kodak even make camera only like one-time use, like the disposable ones. But I just assume it's 80. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
Just think that right.
Okay.
So back then with those like 80s ago cameras, all they have is basically fixed lens.
Yes.
They don't have anything called interchangeable lens back then.
Exactly.
So the X100 series is basically go back to the core of how camera was built in the beginning. So it is building block of everything. That's no question about that.
Yep.
One, and then the cool thing about it, besides, well, it is a cool thing actually that the fixed lens is cool thing. But the other cool thing about it is, if you look at the viewfinders, it's an optical and digital hybrid viewfinder.
Yep.
You know what that is? You know what that means?
Yes, I do. But do they know? So what does that mean, Jeremy?
No, I want you to explain it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have an optical and a digital viewfinder in that one place. So when you put your eyes to it, you're looking through it, you can look through the optical viewfinder, which is like a piece of glass, and you see what is in front of you. Or you can close that little optical viewfinder, and it becomes a digital viewfinder. So you put your eye next to the viewfinder again, but now you're looking at a screen full of pixels. So what you see is actually what you get simulated through the sensor. So that's what optical and digital viewfinder is.
Do you like that feature? Do you like
it? Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic. Let's actually look at a marketing video from
let's do
Fujifilm.
that.
Yeah, let's check it out.
They actually show off how that optical changed to digital, I think.
Yeah.
I think they did. Look at that build quality. Just look at that.
The top and bottom is made of a really high quality aluminum, and the body is just elegant. It's designed
you just want to lick
so
it.
well,
Just
Jeremy. It is very appealing. That I'll leave it as that. Yes, and it's a beautiful camera, and I love the fact that it's a single lens, single focal length camera. And that part about the viewfinder that we just talked about is down here on the website. And let's see where it really points it out to us. I thought it was here. Somewhere here? There it is, right here. So you see how there he goes. So there's a little dial that switches the optical to a digital viewfinder. So if you look very careful right there, right now it's optical, he switches it off, it closes it, now it's a digital viewfinder. So when it closes it, you got a 3.69 million dot OLED electrical viewfinder you look through. So when you take your pictures, you can look at the LCD, which is like the old school, and you just look at the back of the camera to see what you're looking at, or you can put it right next to your face and look through the viewfinder, which it can be a digital or optical. So with this camera, you have options to see how the picture will look. Right, Jeremy?
Sorry,
No
I was
worries.
disappeared for a little bit.
No worries. So, and this camera costs around $1,400, right? And
This
you got
is
your
not
choice.
just a camera. This is a camera, but it's doing more than what the modern day camera is.
Yes.
Allow you to do pretty much. It's different. I mean, think about it. It's a rangefinder, meaning that the viewfinder is not in the middle. It's on the left. On the right. I mean, it depends how you see it. And it's a fixed lens. It has an optical and digital hybrid. So it's a very different camera than all the nowadays digital camera, right?
Yes.
For once,
it's unique.
when you look at it, it's in the middle. It's on the side.
Yeah.
It's fixed lens. You don't change the lens.
Yes.
And then you have an option of seeing it the real thing through a glass or a live view on a digital. So the way you should you photograph a picture with this camera is very different.
Yes.
You have to try it, hold it on to believe it. It's kind of if you're shooting with a Leica and shooting with a normal point and shoot. This is more like a Leica level of,
Yes, the finesse, the excitement, the joy of taking pictures comes back because you have all these options, and it's fun to tinker and try different ways to take the same photos, right? You can. It's just so fun and refreshing to take a picture with the precision of a Canon.
So if you look, stay on
Fujifilm
this here, this is
X105,
cool.
right?
Look at the lens.
Yes.
Basically, Fuji has, I think most of the lens, even the interchangeable lens have this option is you change your f-stop ring on the lens.
Yes, right here, right?
I really love that. Yeah.
You go back to the classic, that's how you change the aperture. Yes.
This is shutters on the top.
Yeah.
And then also ISOs, when you click on it, the little tiny window there, that's the ISO in there.
Yes.
And then the conversation, it's all out there.
Yeah.
You don't need to hunt for a manual, not at all.
Yes.
What you need is all out there already.
Yeah, it's so much more intuitive and classy than clicking on a button in the back of the camera and then pushing some arbitrary knobs to change it. You actually have
It's a very clean camera.
Yeah.
Look at this. How many knobs there is? 2.
Yeah, 2 knobs and a ring, right? And then, I mean, it's very classy. You have the aluminum on the top and the aluminum on the bottom, and the color just looks retro. The color style, right? It just
It
looks
has 2
so
color,
nice.
right? One, this is half tone silver and black, and then they have a peach all black as well.
Yes, you have to choose, and then you have this leather option to have a leather
I think
coverage.
they built a lot of accessory for Fuji cameras. Like,
you
look at
can
that.
change the lens. I mean,
That's
you can
not-
change
that's
the
not-
focal length, right? What is this?
It's an add-on.
Yeah.
Add-on to become wider, I think.
We're not going to get into that because that removes the purest. To me, I mean, it's a feature, but I love the camera just as it is because it represents...
The built-in is 24 millimeters.
Yeah.
And then you can add up. If the last 2 pictures is the add-on.
Yeah.
This one, if you look at it, it's become 135.
50 millimeter, yeah.
There's-
135. Interesting.
It's become soon. And then the next one is
Same. This is 20...
28. What?
I don't know. I have no idea how these work. Yeah, because this one says 135/28, and this one has 135/50. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this.
We should do more homework.
Yeah, but I don't actually care about that because when I look at this, I love the 23 millimeter. And why do you think a rangefinder camera has 23 millimeter, Jeremy?
Well, why do you think? Because it has an optical.
Exactly.
The optical doesn't change. So basically 23 millimeter is exactly how the optical viewfinder is. So what you see on the optical is 23 millimeters.
Right, right. Because some people actually like to use the camera, right, through an optical viewfinder, but actually keep both eyes open. So one eye you use to look at the subject, and the other eyes you look right through the optical viewfinder. So the optical viewfinder is about 23 millimeter. And that's the focal length. And then over here, it's actually real life, which should be 23 millimeters as well. So that's one reason why the 23 millimeter makes so much sense on this camera. So,
I wonder what this one changes because I'm not sure. Is it the older model? This is the 5th model of X100.
Yeah.
But the older model, is it the older model or the non camera who does that? That when you put the attachment lens on top of it, you can also put attachment on your viewfinder, so your optical viewfinder will have that focal length as well.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Let's look into
I have no idea. We should look into that. But hey, one thing to know is the black one is a little bit cheaper than the silver one. But I totally would go for the silver one.
I'll go for the silver one.
I mean, this looks so good, especially with the silver ring around the lens. It just looks nice. Whereas the black one, fine, it's stealthy. And stealthy is great if you're shooting something professional. But if you're using this camera, of course you can shoot professional events with it, but I would love to have this camera as something to enjoy, like street photography, when I'm doing something at my leisure. So I would love it to look retro because it's so good looking.
Hey, you can actually apply for a Amazon Visa card that's you get 3% back. That's not bad.
Yeah, you definitely could. So let's move on to the next camera because we spent too much time on this camera, although this is one of my favorite cameras for sure. So let's look at the next camera here. And we got another fixed lens compact, the XF series. So what's the difference between this one and the last camera we just saw, Jeremy?
This is more like a compact version of the X100.
Like a smaller version.
It's smaller version. This is more towards to more like a point and shoot cameras in this case. It's less build quality. You can see it's more plastic-y, not metal-ish. That's why it costs less. And there's no viewfinders. It's only LED, but it does come with a flash.
Yeah, cool. So if we look on the website, it's this is the most recent version of the XF series, and it's the XF10. And we could take a look at some of the marketing video and see the XF10 in action.
It's still a really good camera.
Oh yeah, and it's great for like more like consumer type of use, right? You don't have to really think, but you can enjoy it. It's got the fixed lens, the fixed focal length, and you see these are two people that, you know, they have their own everyday life to do, but they want to take pictures that's better than a smartphone picture. And the reason why it takes better pictures than a smartphone is because it has a bigger sensor, it has a better quality lens. Yes. And you can still do stuff like do the square mode so that you can post on Instagram, right? And it's got the Wi-Fi, so you can link that right to your phone immediately after you take a picture and post it right away. But the cool thing is you're taking the picture with a high quality camera.
Why does you have to swing around and dance to it when you post a picture? That's like too dramatic.
Yeah, but you get all the film filters, right? So when you post on Instagram, people are going to say, wow, this is great because it's better than the Instagram filter. It's actually film filters, and they're awesome. So with a touch of a button, you can change all these different filters. Fine and rich, HDR art, and it's got a compact body. That's why we said this one is smaller than the X105, but it's got the purest mindset to it, where it's a fixed focal length and a fixed lens. And it's preset
I kid you not.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that they could just shoot with cell phone. But recently, I gave one of my older Sony point and shoot to my wife. She's shooting with the iPhone. But then my point and shoot has 1.8 f-stop. So the picture she got out from that camera is way better than her iPhone. She was like, this is way better than my iPhone. I was like, duh.
Yeah, without question. And the biggest question, how much does this one cost? Well, right now you can buy it with the kit with all this extra stuff for like $529 bucks.
1/3 of the price.
Yes, much cheaper than the previous one we looked at for the X105. But this camera also has all we talked about, the fixed lens with the fixed focal length and just kind of simple, purest type of camera that's perfect for everyday use. It's small and compact too, for just everybody to use. It's a great camera and it's very affordable. So let's move on to the next camera on our lineup. What do we have next? We have the XTX series.
Yep.
So what is the XTX series and what does it offer, Jeremy?
The XTX series is pretty much the Fuji's SL style body camera. So the viewfinder is back to the center, like most of the mirrorless cameras.
Yeah.
And then it has full weather ceiling, so you know if it's raining out there or dirt, don't worry about it. For the new, they all have adjustable screen, but for the newest model, which is X-T4, they actually have a 180 flip screen, so it's good for vlogging and also doing video and such. I think the reason why they add that on there because for the newest model X-T4, they add in a lot of video capacity and also really awesome video functions in there. So it become one of the most wanted camera for doing movies and videos.
Right, without question. That's the camera that I want the most. It's just because it's so robust, it has all the latest gadgets. It's got the 6.5 stop image stabilization. It's got the X-Trans sensor. It's got the flip-out screens, perfect for vlogging. I think this is the best camera you can buy for the majority of the use out there. And I think if you can just like say what's the best camera in the X series line without asking too many questions, this one.
Well, of course, this is the line that Fuji is using it to go against the big boy like Sony, Canon, Nikon. Now, mind that Sony, Canon, Nikon make full frame camera.
Yes.
This one's only crop sensors, and they still can go against full frame. So you can tell how good this is.
This is a great camera, and it's also weather sealed.
I personally have the X-T3, which is a little the model before this, and it's still very, very good. One of my favorite camera I have used in my past 15 years of shooting. Kid you not.
Yeah, and this is the X-T4, which is the most recent one. It's not out yet, or actually it just released, right?
Some people the first batch, I see a lot of people have their X-T4 already because they pre-purchased it way back.
Yeah, I mean, this is a camera to get. I wish I pre-purchased this. I haven't yet, but I want to get my hands on this one. The X-T4 is revolutionary, and it is the camera that I honestly think is going to put Fujifilm on the top for vlogging, for professional use, for anything, because they really push, they put everything and the kitchen sink into this camera. It's really that good. Yeah. It's got your 6.5 stop of image stabilization. It's got your flip out screen. It's got the X-Trans sensor. It's got the fast processor that Fuji is known for. And then you got all the film look to it. And you got the nice dials and everything. This camera it's everything plus a kitchen sink. It's really amazing.
You see some of those videos?
Yeah.
They use the film simulators on those videos. That's why look at that. It looks so wow. Like supposedly if you don't, you have to do a lot of color grading to get this. But this is I can probably like cinema. It's straight out of the camera. Like how cool is that?
That is awesome to be able to take that kind of shots right out of the camera. I love it. I really love it. 240 frames per second, full HD too. Yeah, and don't forget, the reason what makes a vlogging camera so good is the autofocus. And Fujifilm's X-T4 series has really good autofocus. And then obviously
even the X-T3 has it.
Yes. Yeah, but the X-E3, what it lacks is the 6.5 stops of image stabilization, and it also lacks the flip-out screen that makes it not as suitable for vloggers. So, big question of all. Well, we don't know how much X-T4 costs on Amazon website because it's not available here yet. But if you search online, there's places to buy and you can see the price for that. But I would wait a few more days to see it on Amazon because I usually love buying my gear on Amazon because the return policy is so good and I can trust Amazon and I already have my credit card information all saved there. But yeah, they have the two, easy. And if you got Prime, you get your camera quicker, you play with it. And especially now that we're all locked in our home, it's a perfect time to pick up a new camera, learn the camera, know how it works. So when you go outside and use it, you already know everything about it. And then you can focus on taking a picture instead of learning the dials and knowing how to use it. So you got two choices here.
You see how it's more professional than X100. It has more dial on top.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's got the black and the silver, but always I go for the silver one. The silver one looks so good. So let's look at the camera here. Just premium quality. You can see the quality by looking at this picture. Like the details that goes into the design, the fine location of the buttons, and the how they chamfer all the edges. It looks so nice.
The way they build the lock on top, you see how they have sub functions.
Yes.
Also, it has a lock. Cause I have, to be honest, I used to use Sony, and when I was like a wedding photographer, so I have one of those harness, right? You basically hang both camera on both sides.
Yeah.
Right.
Spider holster. And I use it too.
That's right. I don't know those leather ones.
Yeah.
You actually hang around. What happened is sometimes when I hang it, when I pick it up, my Sony camera basically got scratched on my body, so it turns the lock, it turns the app stop, it turns whatever. So when I pick it up, it's not the same setting anymore.
Yes.
What I like about this, you see how on top of the dial it has a little button. It's a lock.
Where? Which one is
those
that?
Two. In the center. You see those? The wheel in the shutter speed. There's a little button in the center of the circle. The shutter.
This one.
Yeah.
Oh,
so that is a lock. When you push it, you can't turn it anymore. I never had a miss. Never had a miss setup with my Fuji ever because they're all locked.
Yes. Yeah. It's definitely a nice feature. Look at the top and the bottom. Like this is fine aluminum. Like well done, well machined. Looks so classy and clean. It's a good sized body too. It's not a huge body. It's bigger than some of the
smaller body. You see how the grip is slightly smaller. They make it a smaller body, but you can always purchase like a small rack, or there are different third-party company who makes grip for that. And I have a wooden whip from Small Rack, and it's perfect. It's gripped so good because I like the wood one. It looks vintage. It looks classy. At the same time, some other one they don't build as good as how the original one looks like in the grip, and they use like some kind of cheap plastic or vinyl. And if you have sweaty hands and you just touch it too much, it peels off. Yeah. So I have wood, and because it's organic.
Yeah.
It has a coated top so you can never break it. Yeah. And it looks really good.
Exactly. But camera-wise, X-T4 is my go-to camera. I can't wait for that to be available so I can order that. I mean, it's available right now, but I'm waiting for it to be available on Amazon so I can get my hands on it.
It's going to be my professional camera for sure, like workhorse camera.
For sure, for sure.
I mean, so that's full weather sealing.
Yeah, for sure. Full weather sealing, 6.5 stop, image stabilization, X-trans sensor, flip out screen. It's got the works.
I wish my X-T3 has the 6.5 stop stabilization.
Yeah, too bad. That's why technology keeps moving, and you know it's a pro and a con, right? Your old camera doesn't get any worse, but you want the newer camera just because now you see all the technology in the new camera. But here's a different line. This is the XT series, which is a little bit less than the XT series.
It's a small. It's a smaller version of the X series, X-T3 series. So the newest version, X-T30. Basically, it just looks like an X-T3 or X-T4 in this case, but they're smaller. But they have no weather sealing though. Okay, but it still has the adjustable screen. Yes. But it's basically it can do anything that a X-T3 can do, except for being water resistant and all that. But it's much smaller though. So if you want something that's capable of doing all the features that X-T3 can do, but you don't want something that big, then X-T30 is what you want. Yeah, and that's actually quite the bang for the buck. If it does what you need, it's a smaller size and it costs less. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. In fact, that's why you have options. And that's why we had this video, so we can discuss like the different options you have so you can find the perfect camera for you. So here's people keep asking, like, what's the difference now? But probably, this is different. There are differences. And I love how Fuji has so many options. You don't realize it, but they have so many options so that you can pick the right one for you, whether it's the budget that constrains you, whether it's the size or the purpose. Here's a big difference between the X-T3 and X-T4. You see, besides the size-wise, they both have the X-trans sensors in there. Yes. And they both have the same processors. So meaning the image quality and image processing speed is equally the same. Yeah. The only difference is X-T3 has much better build with aluminum body, while X-T30 is not. Yes. That's why the material-wise it costs less, and that's why the camera is cheaper and smaller. Yeah. Oh, and I think it has a pop-up flash too, if I remember right.
Yes, I believe so. We can take a look at that in just a minute. It can do 4K video.
It does 4K videos.
Yeah. In fact, and it's got the automatic shooting with the switch of a lever too. And that's actually not available in the X-T3 or X-T4. Ironically, right? Because that's a professional camera, so you don't have the automatic setting, which is ironic. But as you get better, we totally recommend you get off the automatic setting and really dial it in so you know your camera. It's like an extension of your arm to take the picture. Yep.
Look at that.
Great autofocus. Yes. And then, of course, we got the what's that connection to the cell phone, Bluetooth. So there's a flash. There's a flash. Yeah. Yep. So it's got the hot shoot and pop-up flash, right?
Yeah, that's what I've been missing. Like the X-T3 don't have a pop-up flash. Or, when it's a low light condition, I want something just clean, and I couldn't do it. I need to bring up another like off-camera flash or whatnot.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and the cool thing about this camera, not only does it come in black and silver, which I usually like, but it also comes in charcoal silver. I think charcoal silver in this camera is the right choice for me. It blends better, but it still pops, and it's still silver, so it looks classy. And I think all the prices are the same regardless of what color you pick. So I mean,
$8.99. This is one at one time I'm thinking about this using as my backup body.
Yeah. If this one
as a backup body, I only do X-T3, right? This is doing exactly this X-T3 is, but half the price.
Yes, exactly. I mean, if only it has a 6.5 stop of image stabilization, which also the X-T3 doesn't have, only the X-T4 has it, right? So maybe the X-T40 when it comes out might be a nice one. But I am waiting for the X-T4 because that one has everything I need in a camera, but it also costs like 3 times as much as this. So,
I know.
And it's bigger. This one is a little bit smaller, so it's more compact. But all these cameras...
You will be happy that you say, oh, smaller, my hand is too big for it. But if you are a wedding photographer and you're holding something so big for a whole day compared to holding something like this, your hand will thank you at the end of the day.
Absolutely. It's refreshing for sure. All right, let's go back and see the next camera on the lineup. We have the X-T right.
Yep.
So what is this camera? How does it compare to the X-T-XX and the X-T-X?
So the newest model for the X-T-XX is X-T200. The previous model is 100. This one is purely consumer-oriented cameras. It doesn't even have that like aluminum build. It has no weather seals. There is no even an X-trans sensor in it. But what it comes with, it has a 180 flipping screen. So
that screen is
that
nice.
is something that I like. I was like, why can't I have that in my X-T3?
yeah. But it also, like, when we're going back to this PowerPoint, right, it doesn't have the X-trans sensor. So it's like, if you take pictures and you want the X-trans sensor, keep in mind that...
If you want an organic look with your Fuji photo with the film simulator. Oh, see, one thing we keep forgetting to mention about is the film simulator.
Right.
So I think this one, all of the Fuji camera has that.
Yes.
But you combine that with the X-trans sensor, which would make it even organic, much better. But with this, a photo is a photo.
Yeah.
It depends what your criteria is on your photo. So, that's why some people are not as picky. Then the X-T200 power is good for them because it's much cost cheaper, and then it's much more suitable for video too. Look at that.
Yes. Yeah, it's suitable for video because it's got the the digital image stabilization, and it's got the flip-out screen, and it's got the jack for your headphone too. So it's quite a good choice for a vlogger on a budget too. So this camera, how much does this one go for? $699.
$699.
Yeah, and it's also got the 3 colors too. The dark silver, the silver, and then the black as well. And let's just check out the video. I like the promotional video on this one because it really brings into the personal sense of when you use it to tell your story, because it's cheap. Well, relatively cheap to the other cameras, so it's easier for a consumer to use and bring it out. In case you drop it, you don't feel very bad. You can put it in your bag. You can scruff it up a little bit, but it's there so it can capture life. It can be there with you wherever you go, right? You have the slow motion, you got the great autofocus, you got the flip out screen, You got all the essential features you need to take great pictures when you're traveling, when you're doing stuff with the family, and the best part is affordable.
I'm just admiring the video.
Yeah.
Eventually I'll go out like that, go out
Yeah.
camping with my son like this.
Yeah. Yep, and then you can teach your son how to use a camera. You can teach him on something simple like this, so if, in case he drops it, it's not too bad, right? It's affordable.
No, let's not do that.
It's affordable, and it has a lot of functionality. It's perfect for vlogging on a budget, and I think it's great. I mean, the X-Trans sensor is not there, the weather seal is not there, but also the big price tag is not there. So there are trade-offs. So they make Fujifilm makes cameras for every budget,
I mean,
and for every need.
nowadays, all of this camera is really superior. I mean, basically any camera can take any good pictures right now.
Yeah.
It just depends on that top notch thing. Like, do you want to go beyond that? Then you might want to choose maybe X-T3, X-T4.
Right.
That's for professional use. Where is it? Because I mean, for this, if you drop in the water or it's raining, trying to take a picture, and water leak inside the lens or in the sensor, then you probably have to spend a lot of money to fix it, or it might even cost more than the camera itself.
Yes.
But if you know that you're going to like location that it will get wet or whatever, then you probably want to get like X-T3 or X-T4.
Yeah.
That will last much longer. And if you drop it, don't worry, it's aluminum.
It'll stand up a little bit better, for sure.
Yep.
But definitely
No,
you don't want to
I dropped
drop
my
it.
camera. Oh, I did drop it. It's good. it is good. Trust me.
But trust me, you don't want to drop your camera. Avoid it at all costs.
Accident happens. Okay,
Yeah.
It's not something you can control.
Yeah. But here's the back of the X-T200, the top of the X-T200. It still got that nice classic look with the champagne gold as well as the silver and
Oh, I like this. The screen can actually flip inside so you won't get scratched.
Yeah.
That's a good plus.
yeah, you can have it flipped out this way,
See
or you
how
can
the
flip it
screen
around.
is actually
this way.
16:9?
Yes,
You realize
it's a
that?
wide screen. It fills up the whole camera.
good.
It's actually nice.
good.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice, very affordable. It does a lot. It's great for vlogging. Yep, for sure. So what do we have next on the line here? We got the X-H series. This is quite different from all the other cameras we talked about, right?
This used to be the big boy of the X series.
Yes.
Up until X-T4 came out.
Yeah. Because this one,
This is
Go ahead.
the only camera that has in-camera stabilizers.
Yes.
That's the only one that they have.
In-body image stabilization.
Yeah.
IBIS
But now the
is what they call
X-T4
it.
has it. This become and also it carries the old sensor, which is the X-Trans sensor 3.
Yeah.
Now all the newer camera has X-Trans sensor 4. So the image quality is much better, much sharper. You could actually, a lot of people can say that they can tell the difference. I mean, not only when you just have like one version upgrade, the difference is not that big. But for some reason, X-Trans sensor 3 and the X-Trans sensor 4, somehow I can tell the difference. Like, seriously, the sharpness and color contrast is all much better.
Wow, interesting. Well, I mean, the X-H1 is the most recent version, and it's also the first version. So this one is a little bit older technology than the other ones we looked at, because all the other ones we looked at so far, and we'll see later on for the different lines, are more refreshed or a little bit more modern. This one is a little bit dated. Again, the old sensor, and it was the first one to have the image stabilization built in. So you still have a nice camera. It's built with a really good body. It's perfect for rugged environments. But technology-wise, it's a little bit dated until they come up with the next iteration of the X-H line. So, of course, everything's precisely engineered.
Rumor has it they would come up with the X-H2, but don't know when.
Right. Yeah, for now, you got the X-H1. And unless you really need the rugged body, I would say this is probably not the best choice for most people.
But just look at the body build itself. You can know it's a workhorse camera right there.
Right.
Like for sport shooters, for try to capture stuff.
Yeah.
The whole body itself, it's meant for you to work. Even if you drop it, you can still keep working.
Yeah.
That's what this camera is for.
Yes.
The other ones, if you drop it, bye bye.
Well, I mean, the X-T4 has a good balance of both, right? But again, this is the more ultimate strong body for endurance. That's
I mean,
where it shines.
the default grip is better. The default grip on this camera is better.
Yes.
But then,
Yes.
because you could actually always add something onto the X-T3, X-T4,
Yeah.
it's equally the same. You just have to add on to it, which is something that's not built in. It's not default.
Right.
That's on difference.
Yes. So
See, it showcases all the in-camera, in-body image
Image size,
stabilization.
yes.
But X-T4 has it now, so.
Right. When this camera was released, it was the only one that had in-body image stabilization. So it was a feature that made this camera really stand out. There you go, really emphasizing the in-body image stabilization. Yeah. Still a great camera.
It is.
Price-wise, you can get one on Amazon right now for about $1,300, and it comes with the grip, battery grip, and a bunch of accessory too. But if you find this used, and sometimes they are used, but right now there's not a used one, you can get them pretty cheap. That's the perk of this. You have a really workhorse of a camera, a little bit older technology, but you can get it at a good price.
I think I saw a friend of mine got one of the used ones like around $700.
Ooh, that's a good deal.
It's a pretty good deal.
Yeah,
good deal.
if you can get that one for $700, that's a great deal. So what do we have next on the lineup here? We have, the X-Pro
This is
series.
my type of camera.
Yes, this is what Jeremy wants.
I mean, I enjoy the X100V, which is the first camera we talk about.
Yeah.
But it's fixed lens.
Yes.
And I mean, even though you could add some like lens attachment in front of it, but this is a rangefinder style, with interchangeable lens. Mm-hmm. So it works all the lenses I have with my X-T3, so it's perfect.
Yeah, it's definitely.
And then also it has no LCD outside, so that's why I love it.
Yeah.
This is a photographer's camera.
It's a unique set of features that it kind of makes you shoot more purely, right? For example, your LCD back there, it's not a typical LCD, right? Actually, you want to go through the bullet list and talk about some of the features?
Yeah, I mean, this is the good thing about this camera is way back when this is the X-Pro, the version first come out.
Yeah.
This is and also the same time which the X-Trans sensor first developed. So the first X-Trans sensor is actually put on X-Pro. This is the first camera that carries the X-Trans sensors.
Some heritage.
On top of that, the hybrid multi-viewfinder is also come from this as well. They had this first.
Yes.
Which is just like you could turn around to become like an organic viewfinder or become a digital viewfinder. So this one here is water resistant, not waterproof, water resistant. Okay, so be careful.
Yeah.
It's a slightly difference.
Yes.
And it comes with the most powerful X-Trans CMOS 4 sensor and also the X processor 4.
Yep.
So you can process images.
Yep.
And did I mention that the screen itself is flipped inverse?
Yes,
inside?
that's probably the most unique characteristic about this camera. So that's one thing you should really observe is the screen here is very unique and different. So how does it work, Jeremy? How is the screen different?
So it has two LCD. One is the old LCD outside, which is showcased which film simulation you're actually on right now. And then it's kind of flipped. It still have the LCD. It has a high touchscreen LCD, high quality screen inside. But they don't want you to review your picture after you shot it because imagine back then when you're shooting with film, you can't see the pictures.
Right.
Until you develop it. So they kind of want to mimic that method of photography, that culture of photography. So it makes you feel like you're shooting again, focus on what you're trying to capture rather than focus on rebuilding an image.
Right.
Rebuilding an image is not part of photography. Let's put it this way.
Right, and while you're reviewing the image, you're missing out the moments. You're missing out the feel and excitement of being in the world and in the moment of taking pictures, right?
Also, one fact is, if you're shooting with digital camera right now, after you finish, let's say you do a session, after you finish a session, you've been seeing an image on your LCD, make sure you got right exposure and whatnot and how that goes, right?
Right.
So you exactly know what you got already.
Yep.
So your hype of your photograph session is pretty done. When you're done, you're done. But with the X-Pro3, because you don't really review your image that much, when you go back home and copy your SD card onto your laptop or computer, that's probably the first time you see your image.
Yes. Yeah.
You got another hype, another excitement going on.
Yes, absolutely.
That's how it enhances the hype and the happiness of photography by
pleasure of photography.
Exactly.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, and one thing that you probably forgot why you love this camera so much is it's made of titanium and magnesium,
and
right?
magnesium, that's
Yes.
right.
Yeah, the frame of the
Putting
camera
those
body.
two between ends.
Yes, it's really premium quality because it's actually made from corrosion-resistant titanium. So that's some premium grade stuff. Like, check out this promotional video. I mean, the body shape is unique in itself too. It's got a very unique style, and the silhouette of it looks great. And of course,
The way it's on the dials on the right side, so basically, when you're grab your camera on your finger, you control everything.
Yes.
And you basically, while you're wielding on the viewfinder on this side, this finger do all the work, do all the adjusting.
Yep. Yeah, and like you said, one thing that's unique about this camera versus like the X105 that we reviewed, the very first of this video, is that the lens mount is an X-mount lens, right? So you can change the lens. So that part is nice, and the LCD screen is very unique about this one. And in that it takes away the distraction because you're not always peeping at your screen. I mean, you can always look at your pictures if you want to review it, but it makes it a little bit harder because it kind of forces you to not pixel peep, not review your screen. And that's where the purest form of photography goes. It comes back to it because you enjoy taking the picture again and not worry about just reviewing your pictures, because you should know how your pictures to turn out, so then you can focus on taking the picture. So it's more of a precision
Look at that!
tool.
Look how cool is that?
Oh yeah.
The open and close of the organic.
There's the back LCD screen, right?
That's the LCD. Yep.
It's not like
change it to film.
Right. It shows you your film grade, and then that's how you review the picture right there. It's got a good. It's got the high quality LCD screen. It's got the great sensor. Everything about it is high tech, but it makes it appear low tech by hiding the screen, so you can focus on taking pictures without distractions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just enjoying the video.
Oh, yeah. Of course, man. That's why we play this video.
Look at this. Okay, some of those pictures you get something I think to mention, like all this new technology of digital camera and digital sensors. It changed the way people take pictures because we're looking at the high dynamic range. You're looking for details in the dark.
Yes.
But if you look at some of those Fujifilm styles, like film back then, when they go black, black is black.
Yes.
The contrast right there, the contrast is strong.
Yes.
So what the Fujifilm film simulators and also the way they build a camera is based on that. They're not trying to give you the high, I mean, they do have the high dynamic range. Yeah. But you shoot out with JPEG and all that film simulators, they give you that punchy contrast within those films rather than, I see all the detail in the black. No, they don't need that. They don't need to showcase. They don't need to showcase the technologies. Yes. They want to showcase the art. Yes. Within the colors and within their film style.
Yes. It does really go back to the purest of photography. So that's the X Pro series. And we should look at the price of that one because it's a Pro series. So the price is a little bit steep. Yeah. It's still cheaper than the X-T4, right?
Camera, think about it.
Yeah, it's going to be a collectible. Hey, but the cool thing is, look, the black one is quite cheaper than the dark Dura Black and the Dura Silver. So if you want to save money,
I am going for the Dura Black. I can tell you.
Dura Black or the Dura Silver, right? They're black. You like the Dura Black one? Yeah. It call it Dura Black, but it's really got it's the silver shine to it. Oh man,
it's kind of copper. It's kind of copper.
I don't know if Fuji has silver lenses, but I kind of like the silver lens that comes.
You know
with
what
the
I will mount?
X105.
You know what I will mount this to? I mean, I'll get myself those like old vintage Leica mount and put an X top in and use the manual focus. It'll be so sweet. It'll be so sweet.
You can really enjoy photography. It's just like when you pick up a modern camera like the X-T4, it's great and all, but it's kind of too close to work, right? Because you and I are professional wedding photographers, right? So when we look at the X-T4, our mind is like, okay, photo, work mode, right? Whereas this camera gives you a chance to like take a step back and enjoy photography.
Imagine if you're a wedding photographer and you use this camera to shoot wedding.
That's very interesting too. That's
people look at your camera and say, hey, where's your screen? It's like, right here. I don't need to see it. I know it's going to be good. Wow.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you gotta be really know your ISO, your aperture, your setting. You gotta be able to dial it
First of all,
down.
you don't.
Yeah.
Because the viewfinder also have digital viewfinder, which is
Oh,
live
you
view.
can cheat. You can
So
cheat.
You can cheat.
Oh, jeez. All right, you could do that. Oh, wow, that's interesting. If anytime I get bored, I might actually get this camera. I know you're gonna get it.
About it. You think
Yeah.
about it. During
Yeah.
the daytime, if you're going in, out, indoor, outdoor,
Yeah.
so you have the live view in there, so you
Yeah.
can adjust accordingly, which is
Yes.
easy.
Yes.
And then do it at nighttime. To be honest, when you're at night, you don't have much of lighting changes anyway. The sun
Yeah.
don't move.
Yeah.
So once you set a setting up with off-camera flash, you just go with the organic
OLED.
viewfinder because it's much brighter. Because you know how in the live view, unless you turn it on, we just have some laggy in most of the times.
Yes.
But if you could at nighttime, you get your setting down and
Yep.
you have off-camera flash, just keep shooting it, and it's brighter in your viewfinder. It's much better.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the more you think about it, the more we talk about this camera, this will actually be a real fun camera to take a wedding with. You know, it gives you a little bit of a
You
new
focus
twist.
on
It's
capture, look.
exciting. Yeah.
You don't have to do much. Look at the dials.
Yeah.
You have the shutter, you have the ISO in there
Yep.
within.
Yep.
Basically, you set the ISO, you don't change much. You
Yeah.
change the shutter,
Yeah.
and basically you EV whatever, and then change the f-stop.
Yeah.
That's only a few things you think about.
Yeah, I
you
love
keep
it.
all.
It's simple. It's pure.
I don't know. I mean, do you use auto white balance? I use auto white balance all the time. I don't even fuss around with it.
Yeah, for
pretty-
weddings. For weddings, I use auto white balance because things change a lot. Someone might flip a switch, and right before the dance, they lower the lights, and then the videographer turns on the video light. So it's all over the place. Wedding is a whole different situation. I shoot raw, and I shoot with auto white balance because I have to adjust it later because there's just so much going on. I don't want to risk it on a big important day like a wedding. But that's quite a different topic for what the purpose of this camera is intended for, right?
Long time ago, I went to one workshop about film photography,
Yeah.
and that motion is called film never die.
Yes.
So I went to one of the photographers talk with Fuijifilms, and his approach is like, okay, you know what? I shoot with film. You know why? Because I have a family. I want to go home and not have to process my picture. So once I'm done with my film, I send to my developer, and then it's done, and then send the picture to the client. I don't have to do anything afterward. But that to me is just like, you know what? What happened if I messed up on the film? I don't know. I'm not that good, right? But with this, you can do the same thing because it has other film simulators in there. Find the film simulator you like, stick with it, shoot all that stuff in there. At the end of the day, give the SD card to your client. You're done. Got the pictures processed.
Yes. You know, I don't know about the tech. I don't know if you know, Jeremy, but does it have dual memory card? And could you write RAW to one card and write JPEG to the other card? That way, just in case the JPEG didn't quite expose it right and you need the extra information from the RAW to...
I think it does. If you look at the spec, I'm pretty sure it has dual memory card. My X-T3 has it, so this is like even a newer model.
Yeah, it's
so
more pro.
It should have it.
So if we look at specifications, I'm not sure if it will say the memory card here. Does it show? Like we got power supply.
No, I think you missed it on top somewhere. It says dual something.
Continue shooting, shutter type, exposure, lens mount, file. Yeah, you can do JPEG, and you can do JPEG and RAW for sure. Here's the storage media. So it looks like you have one slot for SD memory card and another slot for a X-H1, right? So I think because there's two lines, it has two memory cards.
Maybe.
That spec is kind of... do we have a manual so we can look at the actual, like...
Okay, can you just do me one favor, go to the X-T4 spec.
Yeah.
I know X-T4 for sure has dual memory card.
Yeah, so if we go to the specification for
I want to
X-T4.
see how they set it up.
Right, curiosity. So here's the X-T4, here's the file. Yeah, they have storage media. Yeah, it's two lines too. So I think that means they have one slot here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
this
they
is
have
another
two.
slot. Yeah, it makes sense. Yep.
No. That's just the extension of it because my X-T3 has that too. You put on X-T3, my X-T3 has dual memory card.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So because it has two lines, it has dual memory card. So this one definitely should have dual memory card. And you can definitely write
that will cover
JPEG to
worry.
one. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the price is up there, but you know, you're paying for the elegance, the design, and all the latest gadgets, and it's a very unique camera that brings excitement back to photography. And really, there's no price for that. And even if there is, it's not. This is not a super expensive camera. It's very
so
well
this
priced.
one has 16 digital film simulator modes in there. I think there's like 2 new ones that came with this camera that the others don't. So they make a brand new digital film simulator just for this brand new body.
Very nice. Very nice.
Oh, there you go. You said it. Classic negative and also monotone something.
Yeah, classic negative and monochromatic color. Very cool.
Yep.
You got the titanium body, the flip
And
unique
lens, yeah.
screen. Yeah, the film simulators is really, like when you look at Fuji cameras, compare it to like Nikon, Sony, or Canon, this is one thing that just takes them to a whole different level. It's their film simulators. It's like, it's so cool, but not
You know,
a lot
have
of
you
people
seen
take
those
it.
people who kind of compare color science to all the other cameras?
Yeah. Yeah, all
And
the
they
time.
do surveys on like, oh, what do you think? Like, some people said Fuji's color is not good. It's like, what are you talking about? Fuji's been doing film and they've been spent so much money and investment in color science, and you say Fuji's color's not good.
Well, it depends on what you compare it to. If you're comparing it to something that looks very natural and real, like day to day.
No. It's not that. There's like a high-end industrial standard, and then there's a personal preference. Your personal preference doesn't like it doesn't mean it's not good in the industry.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, and then there's a lot of videos on Amazon too if you guys want to check that out. But let's move on to, I think we have one more camera in this huge X series line. You see how there's so many cameras in the X series line? And I think this is the last one coming up here. Yep. Oh no, we got 2 more going up. So we got the X-E series. Right, yeah. Let's go over it really quick. So the X-E series is similar to the X-Pro3 series, but what is quite the difference here, Jeremy?
It's pretty much the same. It's just like you said in the bullet point, the first one, it's a stripped down from the X-Pro series.
Ah, okay.
Right.
Yep.
So you don't have a optical viewfinder. You only have a digital viewfinder.
Yes.
You got LCD.
Yep.
You can see LCD now. It's not covered.
Yeah.
And it's no weather sealing. And then also it's not magnesium. So
Yeah. So
that's kind of more plastic-y
Right.
kind of camera. So it's cheaper.
yeah, that's the best thing.
So-
Like you jump to the price, it's like wow, that's quite a bit cheaper. That's like more than $1,000 cheaper than the X-Pro3.
Well, if you want
Right.
to get into more like a digital rangefinder type of camera,
Yeah.
this is probably the one. You know,
Yes.
if you can afford a $2,000 camera, then this is probably the one.
Yeah.
It still give you the same satisfaction of shooting picture with rangefinders.
Oh, this one doesn't have the rangefinder.
Oh yeah, there's no sorry, there's
Yeah.
no LCD, but it looks like one of the rangefinders.
Right. So
Something.
this one does lose that.
This is a little bit more stylish than the
Wait,
XL.
there's a rangefinder here? Wait, that doesn't make sense. No, I'm confusing you. Sorry.
You give me misinformation. Like there's a viewfinder.
There is a
it's just
viewfinder.
digital.
But when you look at it in front, it actually converts to this dot?
Because it's not an optical, it's a digital viewfinder.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, you're right. So
You confused me.
well,
I was right all wrong.
well, okay, so but it's a limited viewfinder, right? Versus the other one where it's a true range finder, right? This is a
Yeah, when I say no, rangefinder meaning that the viewfinder is on the side of the camera,
Okay.
not in the middle. That's
Fine.
what rangefinder.
Fine. I'll give you that. You got it. Yeah. Okay. So go on. So it's got the rangefinder. It's got the OLED display in the back. It's got the features, right?
That oldie vintage low camera.
Yeah,
Not
it's
as
got the
modern.
film
So yeah,
simulators.
and also the film simulator. So all
It's got
that.
15, so one
yeah.
less than the other one, right? It's got the
So
classic.
it still takes really nice pictures. Look at
yeah.
that.
Yep. Yeah, it's still a very high end camera.
Oh
just
man,
a
seeing
lot
all this, I
cheaper.
want to go and take pictures now, but I can't go out and take pictures.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
you can fantasize about taking those pictures, and you can think about what gear you get, so that when it's time to go outside, we can, and we have the right gear. We know how the gear works, and you can get the X-E3 for roughly $700, and this one comes with like a whole bunch of other stuff too. So it's a great choice. And I think we got one last camera to talk about here. And it's actually the X-A series. So in fact, it's not the X-A5 that's the latest one.
It's the newest one, X-A7.
Right. So we got the X-A7, but pretty much the X-A series is what we're talking about here. So how does the X-A series differ from the other lines that we talked about, Jeremy?
Well, the X-A series is truly a consumer body. You can look at it. It has different colors. It's built for different personality.
Right.
And it doesn't have the X-trans sensor. It has the beta sensors.
Yes.
And there's no wear sealing. And there's no viewfinder. Basically, you look at the LCD and shoot. And it has a pop-up flash.
Yes. Yeah.
And the screen is fully 180 flip up. So that is good for vlogging too.
Yeah, I really like the flippable screen because the flippable screen makes it quite versatile for a lot of things. And I mean, let's take a look at the promotional video because it actually can do a lot. It's actually a great camera for pretty much any casual user, and to say casual in quote is because it's got a lot of features, but it's perfect for a casual user because it's user friendly. It's got the nice big body to work with. It's got the flip out screen, but it's got really high tech in there. It's just the body isn't super robust in terms of durability.
It's not a professional camera that requires you to know all about all the photography terminology such as app stop or shutter because
they call it portrait enhancer here, right?
Enhancer, yeah.
Right, but it's
so it has all the technology and function there to help you take amazing pictures already.
Yes. Yeah, and it still takes amazing picture, right? Versus a smartphone, right? It's got the
especially on portrait, they have all the skin things that going on. So.
Yes. It's got good low light capability. It's got face traction. It's got eye focus, and the smart flash helps make the picture better. I don't even know how to do that, but that flash looks pretty good. And you got low light capabilities.
Pop-up flash is pretty good. Always, I love it.
Yeah, and it's great for vlogging, right? You got 4K videos. You got the flip out screen, and I think it even does like 6K videos. Yeah, well, 4K movie, and it crops to 4K. It's equivalent to 6K. So yeah, very nice, very high quality video. You got the flip out screen, so it's great for vlogging, and it's all around a really good camera. I mean, the only thing that you can kind of knock it down for is that it has the consumer build quality, but it helps with the price, right? It's high performance, it's easy to use, and it's great for everyday use. Whether you're vlogging or taking casual pictures or even low light capability. It's great. And the big question is, how much does it cost? A modest $699.
Yeah. With the 15 and 45 lens. This is not body only. This is with the lens. Okay.
Whoa, yeah. Nice. Yeah, it's a nice one for sure. Wow, there's so many.
Well, which color would you get?
I'm thinking, I'm kind of liking the brown. What about you?
I'm probably get a charcoal one.
Charcoal one? Which is the one I have highlighted? But the brown one is unique because the brown one really brings me back to the Insta cameras. It makes it look...
Yeah, if it's brown, it's not leather, it's just cheap, you know?
Okay, yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Okay, you just convinced me to do not get the brown one. Very cool. And if, of course, it's the X mount, right? So you can change the lens to any of the X mount lens, and you can put like a 70.
That's why they call it X series because it's not X mount.
Yeah. Well,
besides the X100.
Yeah, because the X100 and the XF series are X series, but they're not X mount. Right. So there's like.
It has a hot shoes too, so I could do off-camera flash on this little baby.
Yep. Ooh. Yep. So I think. Geez, that was the X-A7. Yeah, here's a chart. So we're going to wrap it up in the next few minutes, but here's a quick summary. How do we use this chart, Jeremy?
So you look for the stuff that you want. Like, for example, if you know you want a camera with X-trans sensors, go for that one and then say, okay, so the X-T, X6X don't have X-trans sensors, also X-T8. So that would nail down your choices, the others. And then if you look at the adjustment screen that you want the 180 screen, which have the 2-star, then you know which one to look for. Oh, this one's not updated yet.
Yeah.
The X-T4 actually has
the
80 degrees, so that one has that too.
Yes.
So this is how we help you out identify which camera is good for you by looking for the feature that you want, and it shows which camera has it and which one don't.
Yeah, and if you're looking at this chart, might as well watch this video one more time, because you know it's nice to watch those marketing videos and see the bullet points that we think are important, that defines the difference of these cameras, and it's great to get a visual.
It's one thing that you can tell which one is the pro camera. Look at the flash. Yeah. Those who don't have flash, they're the pro camera.
That is true. Yeah, that's true. All the pro cameras don't have flash. Yeah, because they have the hot shoe, so you can put on a wireless trigger or an actual flash. Yeah.
Because they don't want you to use the built-in flash. That's not too professional.
Yeah. Well, I mean, once you have a pro body, you want to limit the non-pro
and then also
feature. So
with the weather seal and no flash, those are the truly professional camera.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's why the X Pro is pro. See?
Yeah.
That's why I choose the X Pro over the X100, because this X100 is definitely a unique camera. Yeah. Walk around. Yeah. But the X Pro can be unique as well as it's a pro. Yeah. It's a pro camera. It has weather sealed. It has X-trans sensors. It has no flash. So I could do basically anything the X-T3 can do, except I can't review my image easily. That's
but you don't want to. You don't want to, because that's a perk of that camera, right? So what's this, Jeremy?
So this is my to-go list. I was thinking about this is the free camera I probably get, but I will probably not going to get the X100V and focus on X Pro, but I would definitely get the X-T4 as my working camera.
So for me, yeah, I mean, for me, I would have a very similar list, except I would get the X-T4 and the X105, just because I like the X105 because it has a fixed lens that you cannot change, and it's got the fixed focal length of 23mm, which I think is perfect to challenge my creativity. And I have a problem called GAS, which is Gear Acquisition Syndrome. So if I have the other cameras, I would want to buy all the lens, and I want to carry all the lens with me, and that takes away the creativity, because you have all these lenses and now you're thinking which lens to use, versus I just carry one camera, the X105, when I want to be creative and when I want to challenge myself, because there's no choice. That's all I have. I don't have to worry about buying lens or bringing lens. So X105.
Oh, I don't have that problem. I don't have that problem.
There's different cameras for different people. So at least we both agree on the X-T4 as the top choice, right? Although you want it for different reasons than I want it, because I'm a vlogger and I want it for the flip out screen and the 6.5 stops of IBIS.
I want it so I could shoot more natural light without using a flash, so I could stop down my shutter with the in-camera stabilization. Yeah.
So IBIS is the reason for the X-T4. It's got the weather sealing. It's got the flip-out screen. It's got the X-trans sensor. It's got all the latest and greatest. And like I said before, Fujifilm pretty much gave you everything with the X-T4. It's the kitchen sink, plus all the new features. It's the best camera pretty much for anybody that wants to get into Fujifilm. It's costly, but it's a really good investment. X-T4. Really recommend that.
To do a conclusion on this is that you got a couple of things. Remember, what's the difference between Fujifilm camera is that once they don't make full frame cameras.
Yes.
They either go crop sensor, which the crop sensor is as good as the full frame. Yes. And they go even beyond a medium format. And the medium format is not that expensive like Hasselblad or Phase 1. Right. They're affordable. They're like $4,000. Yeah. Then you could get a medium format camera body. So it's quite affordable. Okay. Yeah. If you want to go that route, you could, which we could talk about that in another video.
Yeah, we'll talk about the medium format cameras in another video.
And then the most important thing is, unlike other cameras, they have picture style, right? For Fujifilm, they have film simulator, which is basically all the films that Fujifilms have ever made and transfer its colors into digital format. Yes. So that's what's different about them.
Yeah. And I just like the fact that we talked about all these little differences and unique features of all these cameras. And really, Fuji takes it another level to bring back the fun a joy of taking pictures by bringing back these elements like the rangefinder, right? The knobs that are so precisely designed with the touch and feel, the nice craft of the cameras, and the limitation of the LCD in the back just so that you can focus on taking a picture without distraction. It's these little things that make Fuji cameras unique. They bring back the joy in taking pictures.
Well, just take away all the so-called sensor size or dynamic. Just put the camera side by side.
Yeah.
I personally think the Fuji camera is the most beautiful camera out there in the market.
Yeah. And I mean, to me...
No offense Sony, no offense Nikon, no offense Canon, but the Fuji X series is beautiful, period.
You know, I don't know if it's a real bulletproof analogy, but to me, I'm a computer guy. I think all the other camera manufacturers like Canon, Nikon, Sony, they're kind of like PCs. And I think Fujifilm is kind of like a Mac, right? It's designed with purpose.
I'm a PC guy. What are you talking about?
But I'm a computer guy.
What are you talking about?
I'm a computer guy. Okay, so my analogy sucks, but what I'm saying is that Fujifilm is elegant and they design their products with purpose. And it's to bring the passion back into photographers. When you pick this camera up, you really think about shooting for the joy of shooting, not shooting because it's work. That's why I think Fujifilm has a special place in the market, and that's why I'm in love with Fuji cameras.
Man, after all this talk now, I really, really want to start shooting again. I can go out.
And first, before you do that, you need to get the X-T4. So let's go ahead and order one. So we have it for review, and also so we can have it
I think
to go
we should
out and
order
shoot.
Because right now, it will be on waiting list.
Yeah.
If we don't order it now, I mean, you might even get later for it to come.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and order that one. So we're gonna wrap this up. Oh, here's some specs, but you can always look at the specs on the website. So we're not gonna bore you with the specs. But what we're gonna show you is some really nice photos that Jeremy has taken with the X-T3 and some of the other Fuji cameras, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll just go through these pretty quick. So just so that you get a sense of some of the nice pictures that we've seen.
Those are nice pictures.
Yeah?
Oh, it's nice pictures.
Yeah.
This one I added a low light there. I mean, look at the low light performance on that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, going back to this picture, like the shadows is what you want to look at in this picture.
I mean, the light is only on the front wall and also on the subject, but look at the back. I mean, bring out all the details. Really good.
Yes. Yeah, it's a crop sensor, but that crop sensor is fine-tuned.
So don't doubt it.
Excellent, yeah. And this is a great portrait too with nice shallow depth of field, but probably with a wider lens, right? So you can kind of really see the background.
This one is more like 35 1.4. I think both of this. I don't have one lens on me doing that shoot, so
okay.
It's like 50 millimeters.
Equivalent.
I just stand pretty far away, that's all.
Yeah. And I mean, the results speak for themselves. This is from a crop sensor that is on par with full-frame sensors from Canon, Nikon, and Sony. So it's good stuff. This is a beautiful picture too.
Golden Gate Bridge.
Yep. In the Bay
When
Area.
can we go back?
Beautiful black and
this
white.
This one's a straight out film simulator, one of black and white films simulator with Fujis. So look at the contrast.
Oh, that looks good. I love it. It looks really good. Very nice.
Subav. Yeah.
Beautiful day. Love overcast. I love the colors in this one. Colors
the colors. Color pops here.
Yeah. So, wow. Really great pictures you've taken, all with the Fuji cameras here. And the majorities, I think all of these so far are with the X-T3, right?
They're all X-T3.
Except for this one, right? Yeah.
This one is a GFX 50R.
Medium format.
This is a Microsoft commercial.
Yeah.
So, it's for work.
Yeah. So
you never know how big they want to blow up the picture.
Exactly.
That's why you always want to get the megapixel.
I mean, that's the whole purpose of medium format. I mean, yeah, you have better depth of field and everything, but the main reason why commercial people like to use medium format is because one picture can be like 100 megapixel, right?
No, yes. And also you never know how your client wants it. Maybe you take a really big pictures and I don't want this part. They want you to crop all the way in. So you gotta make sure that you have enough megapixels.
Yeah.
So when people said about like megapixel wall, like
Yeah.
if you are really doing commercial type of stuff,
Yeah.
then because of dealing with clients, you might need it.
Yes.
But if you are just having fun with yourself or doing normal portraitures or wedding photography, you don't really need that.
Right.
I mean, me, ever since I started shooting, I was kind of debatable if I can shoot a wedding with or portrait with crop sensor. To be honest, I was like that when I first picked it up and started shooting. But I found that I had no problem dealing with this because, wedding photography and portrait, crop sensor is more than enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I think you have 2 more pictures. Oh, this is gorgeous, man. This is so beautiful.
Shit about sunset.
Yeah, the sunset is lovely in this one. Again, the dynamic range in this is amazing with the X-T3, and with the X-T4 even better. And here's
this is what really showcase X-T3 with a 16mm 1.4 lens.
Wow.
The detail of the sensor and
Yeah.
the lens is just amazing.
really
This
nice
is natural
picture.
light. This is just real natural light.
Yeah, I mean, your work speaks for itself. These are great cameras, and we talked about all the X series line. I hope you guys got a good idea of all the Fujifilm X series cameras so that you know which one to pick when it's time for you to buy one. So I would love to hear which one you guys are going to get. So let me know in the discussion below, and we would love to hear that. Anything that you want to add, Jeremy, before we wrap up this live stream?
Well, I hope through this presentation and talk, you have a better idea what's the difference between all the X series camera and able to choose which one's good for you if you're ever interested in the Fuji. One thing we remind you that is Fuji is really there to help you to find your purest of your photography.
Yes.
So it's out there. It's not everybody's choice, I think. But to be honest, personally, I think that's what photography is all about. Don't get mutated by all this digital thing. Even though it's digital camera, you can still have fun. You can still be organic.
Yeah.
So Fuji is basically giving you that. So if you want to, give it a try. I would recommend it. I did.
Yeah, and of course, if you buy on any of the links below, it's all from Amazon, and they have like really good return policy. So check it out. I think you will really fall in
three
love.
of my lens I bought in Amazon is easy.
Yeah.
It's so easy to buy stuff. So I love it.
Yeah, you can really fall in love with these cameras. They really bring the joy and excitement back. I mean, it's great for even if you're starting out as a photographer because you can really feel those dials. You make your setting change with purpose, and it's exciting again because you're just not shooting and spraying with all these digital settings. You really get the chance to enjoy the finesse of the build quality and the intricate dials and just this little subtle difference like the rangefinder, the fixed focal length, or the unique LCDs that really bring out the creativity in you because it challenges you and it eliminates the distraction. So yeah, Fujifilm, they're very unique, but they have a lot to offer. And their X series line is huge, and hopefully this video has narrowed it down so that you know which one to pick when it's time for you to buy your Fujifilm X series camera.
Yep.
All right.
So hope this helps. So
yeah. Well, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for being part of the live stream. We love talking to you all. We wish you all a happy, great night. Take care and see you guys next time. All right. We're gonna sign out now. We're gonna sign out in 3, 2, 1, and adios. Bye. And we are out.